I think that the need for greater governance is never been higher. And with no disrespect, Ryan, to either Greg Sankey at the SEC, Jim Delaney, the Big Ten, John Swofford, the ACC, Bob Bowlesby, the Big 12, or Larry Scott at the Pac-12. All five of those commissioners do the best that they can, but they are clearly concerned with, and they should be concerned with, only their constituency, only their house. Well, the problem now is that college football goes well beyond the individual houses of the five power conference commissioners. We need one voice, we need stability, and we need uniformity in governance so that when penalties are being doled out, either because of problems on the field or off the field, they need to be consistently dealt with. And that means we need a commissioner of college football, someone who looks out for the totality of the product. And this is something I've been on the march with this issue for 15 years. I've been talking about it because we have to protect the game. The game needs protection both on and off the field. Whether it's because of the player safety issues or because of what culturally is taking place now, whether it's too easy to get synthetic marijuana or too easy to get a sawed-off shotgun and allegedly take it across state lines, which is a felony, if in fact it occurs. We've got to do whatever we can do to govern from a national point of view this sport, and everyone will be better off for it. Now, in order to do that, you've got to have, I think, a willingness of those in power to relinquish some of that power. And that I believe, is the issue. Power and control is such an incredible force in our country today. It's difficult, but I do think we've reached a time now where college football is worth way too much, not just athletically, but academically to these institutions now. Most of these programs at the power schools are giving millions and millions of dollars to the academic side. This is quite a cash cow. You don't want to lose it, and you need to protect it. And that's something I really think we should do, and I'm happy to report Coach Saban feels the same way.
Well, and we've played the audio clips. He's used two platforms this week, and yours would be the third, to talk about college football as far as needing, he used the word I think you used, college football czar, college football commissioner.
Yeah.
When we ask the question, do you talk to a lot of coaches and a lot of athletic directors? Are you hearing them say the same thing, or maybe they're slow to arrive to this topic?
It depends on how, and this is one of the great things about Nick, and you would find it with a handful of other coaches, I think, who feel a great sense of security where they are in their lives and where they are in terms of their job status at their institution. They have the ability to think outside the box and a willingness to take themselves out of the insular world of just coaching their team and thinking about what's really the best move for the betterment of the game. But not all coaches have that level of security. Those that do all feel similarly. They do. And I think those of us that I've even talked to some athletic directors who have that same sense of security, and they get it. They understand it. How we go about doing it, I think a few years ago when we had the BCS, you remember we had different commissioners from the ACC, the SEC, and the Big 12 that would be for a couple of years the spokesperson for the BCS. You remember that? That was before
Sure.
Bill Hancock. That was before Bill Hancock was hired to become the executive director of the BCS. I think we could do something very similar with college football, whereby we got from the pool of commissioners in the Power Five someone that they could equally agree upon, or perhaps until they agree upon someone to be the commissioner, they would share the role of commissioner of college football so that for a period of time, for 2 or 3 years, and then someone would give up that position and would be replaced by another from another conference. whatever we do, we need to do it in unison. With the enactment of the college football playoff, in effect, all of the power conferences have become financial partners with one another. So they're in business together. Why not join together and bring some stability to this process so that you're really dealing with a level playing field, so that what happens to a particular player off the field or on, or what happens with a coaching staff with regard to issues with recruiting that may be deemed illegal, that the penalties are the same for everyone at every level in those conferences. Why not do that? It would certainly make life a lot easier, and I think policing is, self-policing would grow as a result. The NCAA is clearly understaffed, can't do their job. I guarantee you this outside the line story, because of the time, effort, and really resourcefulness that ESPN has, they were able to go out, fund, and find the problem at Baylor. I guarantee you the information that they were able to acquire in the 3 or 4 years that they've been working on this, it would have taken the NCAA 10 years to get that kind of information because they're not staffed well enough, nor do they have the resources that the media has. So oftentimes that's what's happening here, Ryan, is, the NCAA is in a knee-jerk reaction to what the media uncovers for them, because the media, in most cases, has the resources that the NCAA does not.